Hi everyone, let's go over my macro and high time frame bullish and bearish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin. Starting with my macro bullish scenario, where we are expecting a continuation to the upside in a bigger wave 3, which should be a very impulsive and strong move to the upside after wave 1 and 2 are already finished. What is important though are the two fib times taken from the low to the all-time high to compare the time it took to develop wave 1 with the time it took to develop wave 2. And what you can see is that this wave 2 has ended before the 0.382 fib time, which is very, very rare. Usually a corrective structure will correct to at least the 382, if not longer. So this is not really something you like to see and increases the probabilities for a move to the downside before then a continuation to the upside. However, if we move the wave 1 pivot to the right as well as the wave 2 pivot, which in some scenarios is also very valid, and we move the fib time to the low of the COVID dump, then you can see that now wave 2 has been made right on top of the 0.618, which is very, very nice. The only problem I have with moving the wave 1 and 2 to the right side is that now this corrective structure over here has to be a WXY and then a WX and eventually a wave Y, because this move to the upside looks very much like an impulsive structure. So I would then be looking for an ABC, so a WX and then eventually a wave Y. But this wave X is incredibly long in time compared to this short wave W as well as this wave Y. And if the wave X is an expanding flat in an ABC, then also the low of this wave B is going below the most common target as well as even the rare target. So that's not too nice and something we should consider. In the macro bearish scenario, we still expect a continuation to the downside before then continuing the trend to the upside. So in this scenario, we're then looking for an ABC 3-wave structure to the downside or a WXY. It doesn't really matter for the targets really. And then inside this wave B over here, we are looking for a 3-wave structure in an ABC, where wave B is either already in or price could always still move to the downside and continuing to the upside. That is something that we talk about in all the daily update. So in this scenario, we are looking for an ABC. And if we say that wave B is already in, then the most common target area for wave C pulled from the low to the high of A to the low of B is between the 1 and the 1.236, which is between 50k and 60k. Now what is important is this resistance area mainly between 40 and 50k. The golden pocket with the point of control at 40k is incredible resistance, and the 786 and the value area high together with that 1-to-1 we have at the moment is also incredible resistance at 50k. So this is a very, very important area for price resistance wise, and if we can pass this area, then the moon is the limit. To the downside, we are then looking for incredible support. We have a golden pocket over here taken from the low to the all-time high in confluence with the value area high of this multi-year volume profile at 9.7k. And if we then take a trend-based fib extension from the high to the low to the potential high around the 786 of a wave B, then the most common target area for wave C as well as a wave Y, by the way, is between the 1 and the 1.236, which is between 11.3k and 8k, which is in confluence with the golden pocket and the value area high level at 9.7k. So this is incredible resistance, but this is incredible support. And if price is going to reach this area, that could be a very, very interesting area for then a very big swing trade to the upside. If we look at the daily time frame and we go to the high time frame scenarios, then this is the very bullish scenario. It's a double 1-2 for then a bigger 3 to the upside. So in this scenario, we have wave 1, 2, and then another 1, 2 for a bigger 3 up. The blue count is a lower degree count of the green count, meaning that inside the green wave 3, we are looking for the blue 5-wave move to the upside. However, usually, if you have a lower degree count, the waves are going to be shorter as well. But this wave 2 is much longer in time than this wave 2 over here, which is not what you want to see in a double 1-2 scenario. So therefore, this scenario has less probabilities for me. So it's mainly a time thing. This wave 2 on the linear chart did retrace to the 0.5, which is a common target for a wave 2. But time-wise, this does not work nicely with this very short higher degree wave 2. If we then go to my preferred high time frame scenario over here, then this is a wave A or a wave 1, followed then by a 2 or B that can already be in, and then we're going to be looking for upside in either a wave 3 or a wave C. Now you can see the colors, and that's important. Wave 2 being green, wave B being purple, as well as the 382. And price bounced on the 382, which is a rare target for a wave 2, but a common target for a wave B, with the fips taken from the low to the high of wave 1 and wave A. So the fact that price has now bounced on the 382 increases the probabilities a little bit for the continuation to the upside to be a wave C, as the 382 is a rare target for a wave 2, right? It has been very, very nicely respected though, for then a move to the upside, where if we would be looking for a wave C, you want to see more of a lazy structure to the upside, and also a wave C tends to end somewhere around the same length in time of wave A. So if you take a fib time from the low to the high of A to the low of B, then the 1-to-1 over here is sitting in November this year. So if price is going to be in like around November, around this area over here, there's quite a high probability it is a wave C, and this is between 40k and 44k, and we all know the resistance around 40k with that point of control and golden pocket on the macro. So this is very, very important resistance, and if price is going to be around this area around November, around 40k, it could well be a wave C for then a move to the downside. If we're looking for a wave 3 to the upside, then the 1.618 should be a minimum target, which is at 50k. So there you have the 40 and the 50k again, right? Very, very big resistance areas, where 50k is the 1.618 minimum target for a wave 3 pulled from the low to the high of 1 to the low of wave 2. And then you also want to see a bigger, quicker move to the upside, right? You want to see a more parabolic structure to the upside, big candles with also volume increasing while price is moving to the upside. And for a wave C, usually the wave C volume is quite similar to the volume of a wave A. So those are some of the things that distinguish a wave 3 with a wave C. If we then move to the probabilities, then in both cases we're actually looking for a move to the upside. So if we look at the macro scenario, then honestly I'm actually quite neutral on the macro scenario for both the bullish and the bearish scenario. In the bullish scenario, we are looking for upside, and in the bearish scenario, we're actually also still looking for a move towards the upside. Even if the yellow B over here is going to be lower, we're eventually looking for a move to the upside. Wave B can of course already be in, it doesn't matter, we're looking for a move to the upside in actually both of these scenarios. And then based on what price is going to do around 40 to 50k, it's going to be, that is basically what's going to decide the bull scenario or the bear scenario to the downside. So in both cases we're looking to the upside, and on the high time frame I am looking preferably at this scenario over here, where then potentially that wave 2 or B is in, and we're going to be looking for a wave C or a wave 3 towards the upside. And if this is the low of wave 2 or B or not, well, that's something we talk about in all the daily updates with the probabilities more locally of finding downside or not. But at the moment, the probabilities as it stands are higher for price to continue towards the upside than taking this low again. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use in my opinion, which is the CVD. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.